Lord. Okay, I am so incredibly sorry that we are a couple minutes late here. Restream was being weird. I think I fixed it. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna look real quick here on the Facebook and see if it's actually working. I don't know if it is. Hey, I think it might be. Yes. Okay. Oh my God.
I share it?
Yes, you can share it. We are good. Oh my goodness. Welcome to Let's Have a Fifi, Season 11, Episode 24. We are still more than 10 years of being your Wednesday night conversation. I'm not Felicia. Felicia is not with us this evening, which is okay. Sometimes life stuff, things. Totally fine. In Felicia's place, though, I have with me artist and all-around badass Brandon McGill, and they're going to be my guest hosts for this week. So hi, Brandon.
Gasp. That's exciting, right?
It is exciting. I'm excited. We've never actually had you we've had you as a guest, but it's a little bit different to be on the hosting
absolutely
kind of side of things.
I'm frequently on the couch, as it were.
And I didn't say it. Of course, all the housekeeping bullshit. You can get exclusive content on our Patreon at patreon.com/letshaveafifi. I failed hardcore. I am so incredibly sorry. I had every intention of doing some videos and things from Austin when I was there, and it didn't happen.
Sometimes life gets in the way.
I promise you'll understand why that is how that happened. I'm going to talk about it, but Lord, you have no idea. But we would, of course, like to thank our current patrons, Brandon, Kristen Michelle, D, Drake Jensen, Casey Starr, Carrie and Corey, Kim, Joan, Leanne, Nicole, and Shannon. And of course, special thanks, S Boutique, LC Designs, and Wigs of a Kind for supporting us. I think 6S Boutique kind of on its last kind of push to get rid of their inventory, which still makes me really fucking sad because I don't know where the hell I'm going to get my makeup now. Oh, I just ordered another. They're in Florida. Yeah, and I used to get all my stuff for years, so I don't
like your makeup cakes.
All my stuff,
really?
So I made one last order before I left for Austin. I got I'll have to check and see where I'm at in terms of but whatever they still have left, they're still gonna keep selling things until they are out of inventory. So I guess go take advantage of that. You're still technically supporting queer businesses. So
but that's a shame.
It is a shame. It is a damn shame. The jewelry I'm wearing tonight, unfortunately, is not LC Designs. It is Mr. Designs, which it's all their fault for having a sale the last day of Drag Fest.
I'm just wearing some random stuff.
It's just not okay. I did wear a couple Wigs of a Kind wigs over the last week. Lots of people were commenting on the mohawks and stuff that I had.
I do like your mohawks.
Because it's hard to find good male wigs.
Yeah.
Not every wig maker can do that. A lot of times you'll get something and you're like, oh, I don't.
I end up having to shop a lot in the anime section.
There's that. But that doesn't work for everything, depending on what you want the look to be,
right.
And Lord knows I can't fucking cut hair. But so I did get to rock a few Wigs of a Kind wigs over last week. If you would like to tip us and or sponsor us, you can do so at paypal.me/letshaveafifi. I'm going to say don't text us because, I would say don't text Felicia. You can try. I don't know what the hell you're going to get.
Are you going to get feet pics back?
That's possible. You can try, since I know she's busy this month doing other stuff, you can try to text LHAF to 602-730-7379 and see what happens. I make zero guarantees. None. Zero. That is not my wheelhouse. No idea what may or may not. Just
feel like you're setting yourself up for anonymous messages happening.
It doesn't come to my phone, so it's fine.
Okay, that's
I don't have to definitely not.
You're
my
not going to get you up at night.
No. No. Plus, I put my shit on Do Not Disturb. I am old. I'm no.
Same.
If you call me, my Do Not Disturb will turn off if you call me I think it's twice in a row. if you do that, you'd better be dead.
Right.
Because I'm old and I need my sleep. Like I can't just, And of course, if you're on Facebook, you can do stars down at the bottom of the thing. I guess we can earn a couple bucks doing it that way. Folks like DJ Image, Eddie Omega, Emily, Tony the Tiger, Mattia, Laura Renfro, and a few others have already sent us some stars, and we appreciate you.
You're a star.
We are stars. All the stars. Brandon, what have you been up to? We haven't had you on in a hot minute.
Ooh,
as a
someone
guest,
said I look fabulous in the hat.
Sorry, here,
Thank you. No, it's okay. I just saw
shuffle some things here. This is I'm not used to having somebody in studio with me, and like if there is somebody in studio with me, they are a guest and don't necessarily have to like see all the things. So it's
to be fair, you offered for me to do it virtually, and I said why.
This is true, and it's fine. I was like, look, I'm gonna preface this with you are more than welcome to come over here, but just be forewarned that I had 2 big drag events like one after the other, which meant that not everything has been put away from the first one.
Yeah.
And I've been digging through. So
I just thought a dust devil went through here. That's all.
That's about right.
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting to that time of year, and it's fine because nobody can see anything past here. So if you look at this looks all nice and set up and professional, and we're good to go. Yes. Anything that side, ignore and pretend it doesn't exist. So that's
some cute stuff over there too.
Totally fine. Totally fine. After this next weekend, things will be more organized.
That's fair.
Again,
I prefer things in person. I'm an in-person.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
I feel like the chemistry is better when you can kind of go back.
No, totally. That's why the option is here. Like that's why after I got this all set up and everything, I do need to find a better chair for my in-person guests because
something like with feathers coming off.
Right.
Fabulous.
Yes, that's what I need. That's what I need. I mean,
something
the fact that have a chair. Like, at least you have a chair. So there is that.
And I'm tall, so
this is true.
It works out.
I mean, you're like a head taller than me in my little. It's fine.
And I'm in a shorter chair.
Right. Yeah. It's it works out. It's totally fine. Absolutely, totally fine. Tell us, what have you been up to for the last weekend, the last week, all the things. Yeah. What have you been like? You've been out and about. You've been out and about a lot.
I've been actually getting that comment a lot lately. A lot of people have been saying they enjoy seeing me out more.
Okay.
I've been judging drag shows again, which is super fun. Thank you for having me, everyone, judging your shows.
I mean, I judge as well, just not in an official capacity.
Absolutely. I mean, we all have a good judgmental moment, right? But I've been working on my pastel series, which has been a great success. I've done, I think, 17 bodies so far in pastel already.
That's exciting.
Yeah. It just feels like it flew by. What else? I've been getting ready for Fan Fusion, which is super exciting.
That's my next thing. Right? We're not going to talk about that right now because I don't want to think about that.
I'm going to give you a little preview.
Okay.
So for Fan Fusion, I'm doing an anglerfish, which I'm super excited about.
Ooh, you've fished before, correct?
No, I did Cthulhu. Well, I've drawn it. I've never actually built an anglerfish.
Oh, that's right.
I know it's something. Dracula's Mary Cherry example, which was awful. No offense, Mary Cherry, but it was a bad anglerfish.
I've never watched Dracula.
Really? It's a delightful show. I love Dracula. It's okay. I like it.
I think you've actually talked to me about the anglerfish concept. I think
that's why. I've been wanting to do this for years.
That's why I think maybe I thought you did it, but you didn't. So.
Well, I'm building it out of Eva foam, which is new for me.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't normally work with Eva foam. I'm a warbler person, but I want to try something that's lighter, and I feel like it's good for cosplay stuff.
Oh my God, I can't even. I just tried to share. Saying we're live. I said we are love.
Oh, we are love.
We are love. God, it is just one of those. It is fine. Oh my God, it's. I would love to learn how to get better with things like foam and stuff. I've never had the opportunity to work with that stuff, so I can't even, like, it's just so not in my wheelhouse. But I am like, I'm a eventually tackle all the fun things that my new Cricut can do. So.
Oh, we love like a Cricut foam.
Yes.
You've got the boost of the free page.
Yes.
Oh, we
yes.
love that for
I
you.
know. I'm very excited for it. My 2.75% raise or whatever it was allowed me to finally get something that has more minutes on it.
I love that.
Fucking capitalism. awesome.
But the last time I did a really big build was for my tarot, where I did the
I love they just
magician,
whip.
right? Where I built and painted like 87 different body paintings. So this is probably going to be my biggest piece that I've done in a while, building an anglerfish, the lights to LEDs, and then doing it on stage for Fan Fusion. So
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's super exciting.
That's
I'm
big.
like, that's, yeah, Fan Fusion is on my radar, but I don't want to think about it right now.
I love Fan Fusion.
I love it too. I'm excited for it.
Justine says they have no idea how you're functioning right now.
I don't know how I'm functioning right now.
Did you see how much you were driving? I saw that. You were just.
I made pretty good time, but I've got the drive, like long drives like that. I've got that down to pretty much a science at this point.
Is it a weird science?
It is a weird science, mainly because Texas is like the never-ending fucking state. You can drive for 3 weeks and you're still in Texas. You never leave Texas. It's always Texas. Oh, it's awful. But speaking of Texas, so
is everything bigger in Texas? Did someone from there once? It was not.
Oh, yeah.
Moving on.
Maybe the states. Maybe the Republicans. I don't know. So those of you that have been following along at home, I spent pretty much all last week in Austin. I started driving at 8 p.m. last Sunday, got to the hotel and got checked in right around 5 p.m. Monday evening. That's after rush hour, and I stopped to take a couple of naps, short naps. I managed to make it from like...
Sometimes in rush hour.
Sometimes in rush hour, yeah, because this traffic is fucking the worst. The fucking worst. Mm-hmm. But it was, Austin International Drag Festival was happening, and of course I've got the con cred. I have tested, negative across the board on all the things. This is just that, like,
he assures me.
Yeah, like my face is stuff. It's like more like allergies than anything else. Like everything's stuffy. My eyes are watery. My throat is hoarse. Like, oh look, there's Felicia. Hey Felicia.
Hi Felicia.
But man, I didn't get to go to Austin last year because Arkansas tried to kill me. Like, I got back from my step down. I was supposed to basically turn around immediately. Like, I got back from my step down, I think, on Tuesday. And I was supposed to basically throw everything out of my suitcase, throw everything into it for Austin, and fly back to Austin. Instead, I had COVID. Yeah. So I was pissed last year because the folks that have been there before, we always talk about, like, you'll hear us will say it's like, summer camp for like drag. And it really is. Like, it totally reminds me of like Girl Scout camp because there are people seriously like there's people from all over the country, all over the world, and you don't get to see them otherwise. You know what I mean? And then it's like you get there and there's all these people that you follow on social media that you see maybe like once a year go. So it was super, super, oh my God. But okay, I was pretty much in drag from Wednesday afternoon until Sunday night. It was Wednesday afternoon, a few of us decided to go check a museum, which was fun. So we did that, of course. And then Wednesday night was the unofficial kickoff party. And that was, oh my God, that was so much fun. So I had to get out of the face that I was in for Wednesday during the day, get into a different phase for Wednesday at night.
Ooh.
And things run so late. I don't think I went to bed before like 4 a.m. ever.
No, if you stayed in drag, you don't have to get ready. So if you just kept the same look all week long.
Oh, I totally could have.
I mean, you would have had a case of pink eye as well.
My face, everything would have just like revolted. Like my face would just sloughed off at that point. But so, because like we go until bars close at 2.
Exactly, Felicia.
And then the bars close at 2. You get back to the hotel, and depending on if you hang around, you have to wait for the shuttles because they have shuttles running back and forth. So you have to hopefully you get in on one of the first shuttles, means that you get back to the hotel around 2:30 or so, and then by the time you have to shower, it's like 4 a.m. before you actually like, and then
you have to be up again to get ready.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this was smart or stupid, but in order to avoid using 8 hours of PTO every day, I would log into work at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Why do you hate yourself?
I don't know. I don't.
You're like, you know what would make this better if I just worked?
I don't fucking know. To be fair, though, we were slow, so I just kind of had to sit there and jiggle my mouse for a few hours.
Okay.
But that way, full 8 hours of PTO.
Yeah.
It works. So the unofficial official kickoff was Wednesday night.
You got paid to jiggle it.
Thursday was the trans and non-binary showcase. That's always a good time because I did my first ever. So anybody that knows me knows that as long as I've been doing this and as long as I've been transitioning, I've never done a like, whoopee, I'm trans number. Never. Not once. I
can't think of anything like that.
Never. Not for a pageant, not for anything. I've never done one. What the hell? I ahead and did my first, so I guess I'm officially trans now.
Okay.
I don't think you're officially trans until you do that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Out of the closet.
Thank you.
It's been a long time coming.
Kingfest was on Friday, and Kingfest is always, and Friday is when the daytime showcases start, like the family-friendly stuff start in the ballroom of the hotel. So that's where all the vendors are set up, and there's a stage, and there's like, oh my god. Kingfest is probably the largest conglomeration of like drag kings that. Thanks, Felicia. I am now. I wasn't before, but I am now. I think there was 50 something kings.
I love that.
It was a fuck ton, and kings of all shapes and sizes, styles, and it was absolutely fucking fantastic.
You know, I had 3 kings debut for my pastel series.
I did.
You should be in my pastel series.
Oh, I should be in your pastel.
Anyway, continue.
So, actually, funny about the pastel series. This is pastel adjacent, I'm gonna tell you. So, and then I actually got to host a showcase on Saturday night.
Okay.
So, but that also meant that I had to be there before the showcase started, and I had to stay until it was done. The way that DragFest works is everybody has an allotted time. So you know that you're going to go on around, 7 p.m., right? So you can be there for an hour, give or take, in total if you want to. So if you're tired or if you need to eat or if you're completely the fuck out of spoons, you can leave. You can go back to the hotel, do what you need to do. You can bounce out, So there's no obligation for you to stay the entire showcase, which is actually nice. I had to say.
Oh, why?
Because I was hosting.
Oh, yeah.
But it was fun. I liked being able to, I love hosting. I love emceeing. It's, it's one of the things, we're fine. It's all working right now. I'm always friendly. What are you talking about? But no, that was fun. I loved being able to host, and it gave me a chance to kind of interact with people. And then the Sunday was the 80s, like we're done party. It's all 80s, but again,
we're done with the 80s.
No, done with the festival. Yeah, but even with it all being like all 80s, everybody did a completely different style and take, and it was
vintage and more
it was fantastic. You had 80s pop, you had 80s metal, you had 80s all the type. It was fantastic, and it was an early show, which meant that we were done probably around 10 p.m. or so, but then I had to go back and finish packing, and so it was still not an early night. It was just, oh my god. It was so much fun, and it was so, I think I had ramen 4 days that I was there.
Oh, like fancy ramen.
Their ramen there's one particular place that I tell people,
Freddie wasn't making ramen in his suitcase.
No.
He's talking about the good ramen.
Yes.
Yeah.
And anybody that's been to Austin, either for DragFest or whatever, they know that this ramen is legitimately, it will spoil you for all other ramen. Mm-hmm. It is that good. Anytime I hear somebody here They're like, oh my god, try this ramen, it's really good. I'm like, this ramen is shit. Yeah, it's ramen Tatsuya, and oh fuck, get the OG, get the tonkatsu.
I love tonkatsu ramen just in general as like a principle. So I'm sure if they do a good job of it.
I say that the broth is bathable.
But I mean, a good broth is like a good broth.
And it's hard to find a good broth.
Yeah,
like, it really is.
No,
like a legitimate good broth.
Yeah.
And the first time I had it, I remember like I tasted the broth first. I remember tasting the broth and going, oh shit. Done.
It's the natural MSG.
Like I'm the food guy. Everybody knows I'm the food guy.
Yeah.
So
No,
like
I'm sure it's amazing.
That's like, oh my god. If you're ever in Austin, go to Ramen Tatsuya. They've actually opened a couple different locations now because it's that fucking popular. So fucking good. And I think I had it like the first day I was there and took myself, and then the day after I went with a friend, and then I think I went one more time. And I took Dustin Riot moved to Austin and happened to time it just right. So he was there. So we went to lunch one day, and then Sunday ready for the closing show. Like 6 of us went and got ramen. So it's a lot of ramen. But
I think I saw some photos.
Yeah, it was so good, and it just everything was just. And
Austin's a cool town now.
It is. Yeah. As far as like, I mean, it's the only thing that sucks about Austin is it's still fucking Texas.
It's still in Texas, yeah. It says like a little island, but you're in Texas. Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Although it was nice, I was driving through one of the neighborhoods earlier to get to like the Walmart or whatever, and there were like flags and stuff that say we support trans rights and things. So Austin is a nice little mostly liberal pocket in an otherwise really shitty state. So.
Well, I like all Texas. I've been to Texas a few times, and even outside of Austin, anywhere I've been, everyone's always been nice. I think it's just like the politics and how they've charged up the people. It's like a really toxic event.
Yeah.
I'm saying like everyday people probably, because we're seeing like everyday people are supporting more trans rights, supporting abortions, all these things. It's just the right is out and make it a bigger issue.
I still maintain that the right isn't necessarily the majority. They're just louder.
Correct. That's what we're seeing, because they've polled people, across the board.
Yep. It's so bizarre, but
it's a desperate power grab.
When it comes to things like AIDF and and different festivals like that, why are we frozen? Why are we frozen? I don't think we're frozen. Oh no, we're not. Okay.
Are we frozen, everyone?
We're not. All right. There we go. It was frozen for some reason on the phone. I'm like, I'm just gonna have it up on my phone just in case. So it's hard, and a lot of people kind of share this sentiment, and they put stuff afterwards and they talk about their experiences. And a common theme with a lot of folks is, God, I get back to my hometown and I don't feel like I fit in, and I don't feel, and I say this every single time that AIDF is probably the most validating thing that I do as far as drag.
Love that. Because
I'm not booked here every week. Barely. Like, this is my weekly gig, basically something kind of my own creation. Like, it's, right. You know what I mean? Like,
I can relate to that as someone that creates your own destiny. But I also understand it's frustrating that you wish you were getting more booked gigs.
It's like, and I don't need to be booked every week, but it's like, you see the same people booked all the time.
Right.
And it's like, you're not one of the cool kids, so you don't, it's like, it's fine, but then...
it's not, it's not a talent thing. Like, I think you're talented, other people think you're talented.
And that's where the imposter syndrome comes in.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that, I know that I'm pretty good at what I do. I know that people enjoy what I do, but they don't seem to enjoy it, which, okay, that's fine.
Right.
So it's nice to go somewhere else and
feel appreciated,
right? And have people actually
at home.
have people actually like what I do and be like, wow, that was really cool. You know, during King Fest, I was performing and I did a number that was a little bit outside of my norm. I don't generally do like ballads.
Okay.
And it wasn't a total ballad, but it was sort of a snake number that started with
Like a snake number?
Trust in Me from Jungle Book.
I thought you were going to say Britney Spears.
No,
Go on.
no. And then went into Black Mambo.
Like Glass Animals.
Glass Animals, which they're not dancey songs. They're not fun. You know what I mean? They're not like upbeat.
Kudos on the Glass Animal. Got my respect.
I stepped out of that box. You know, I'm like, and there was this one. God, I'm so bad at this. There was one king in the audience who was front and center, who the entire time was just staring at me, jaw on the ground, just like, and I went up to them afterwards. I was like, I don't know if you liked it. I don't, but thank you, because that like, they're like, oh my god, that was amazing. Like and you know, it's like you know, like my partner always tells me, you know, that you know she says that I'm great or whatever, and I'm like, yes, but it's different.
It's different when you're in a relationship with someone,
right? Like it
almost comes across as a package deal, but they should
right,
you,
like right. Like I would hope that you would support me. I mean, you don't have to blow smoke up my ass, but you know what I mean.
Unless
so
it's a kink that you have,
you know, and it's different, and it's I don't know. It's so coming back, but then I remember
you feel so affirmed there, and then you come back here and you're like, where is that?
Right, and it's because it's not here.
Yeah.
But you know, it's something I try to tell the kings that have been doing this for less time than I have. I'm not going to say new kings because they're not new. They've just been doing it for less time than I have. That it's quality over quantity, you know, and that can be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you see all the other people booked every week or whatever.
Yeah.
But also sometimes the people that are booked every week don't have audiences.
Sure.
They just happen to be booked every week.
Right.
You know, whereas I'm like, I got to produce a show at the largest steampunk convention in the country. I was essentially a headliner at an international drag festival. I am
still win.
Right. Yeah. I'm co-producing the drag show for Fan Fusion. Like, these are big things. These are like, and then there's things I do that are outside of drag that are like adjacent in terms of like my identity and things like that. But it's, so I have to keep telling myself that too. Like it's quality, not quantity. And but I highly recommend, if you are a drag entertainer of any kind, doesn't matter what kind of drag entertainer you are, whether you identify as a king, a queen, a drag monster, a drag thing, it doesn't matter. I would recommend, if you feel like you're in a place where you would want to perform at AIDF, I would say make plans and plan next year to go. Experience it. Because I swear to God, you will be absolutely fucking blown away by the sheer diversity that is there. And if you think that, oh, well, my drag is different else's, and you know, I promise you will find kindred spirits at the drag festival, and I think that is so important.
Justine said you did a good job with the.
That makes me happy.
I hope you know that I think you're like one of the most talented drag king like makeup artists here in Arizona.
And coming from you, Jesus Christ, that means like not tonight. We'll just ignore this tonight. We'll. I have sparkly lips. That's about my only claim to sparkly. That's fine.
Look at this face though.
Yeah, Brendan is fucking. They are painted. They came in. They're like, well, somebody has to be a look queen tonight. So, well, it is not me. So, and I'm okay with that. Totally fucking okay with
that. What are you talking about? I'm in my congenial area.
Yeah, I'm not wearing pants. Like, it's fine, and I'm not mad about it. But it's, you know, and then of course you come back from riding on that high, and you know, and everything. Okay, so the thing I want to mention. So several people over the last week have said that I am a joy to be around.
I love that.
Despite what my face, and then by association, reputation says.
Okay.
I am a fucking joy to be around, god damn it. So I was talking to Ben Havoc and Justin Sider today, and we decided that this is where that comes into the pastel adjacent thing. I need to do a look that's all soft and pastel, and like do like a photo shoot with the grumpiest, meanest fucking face, like just the RBF, the whole 9 yards,
like Grumpy Cat,
right?
Yeah.
With like this, beautiful background, and then in lovely cursive that says, I'm a joy to be around.
All right, let's do it.
Fucking fantastic. But yet, no, several people have said I was a joy to be around. People like me, damn it. It's fine. And like I said, people think okay, despite what my face and my reputation. It's like
Grumpy Cats are still cuddly too.
They just if you can actually talk to me and get past the face, I promise that
I don't think you're a grumpy person.
Well, I'm a little bit grumpy. I'm old.
I think you're
everything
cranky,
hurts.
like a New Yorker maybe, but
yeah, I will take it.
But that doesn't bother me.
I'm a genuinely good person. God damn it, I'm a joy to be around.
You heard it here first.
It's on the internet somewhere, a couple places. If it's on the internet, it must be true.
Right.
Just saying. I'm just putting that out there. I know. So yeah, that. All right. So we do have some news and some current events that are happening. None of which is particularly good, but it's fine. We don't sugarcoat things here. Yeah. Things otherwise what? I am a fucking joy to be around. Wow.
That's some shade.
Wow.
Where's that RuPaul Drag Race shade with?
Tell her she's walking home tomorrow. She's gonna loiter in the park and
How's that being a joy going for you?
All right, so hey, guess what, y'all? There's been another mass shooting. Is anybody surprised? I'm not surprised. 5 people were killed in a bank shooting in Louisville, Kentucky. Apparently, the shooter's mom called 911 to let them know that he was heading to the bank and that he had a gun. She said that they don't even know they don't even own guns, so she doesn't know where he'd even get one. And the type of gun, of course, that he used was an AR-15 assault rifle.
The one that everyone uses. Everyone's copying each other.
I don't know where he would have gotten the gun. Anywhere, literally anywhere.
Yeah.
You can walk into a
and you don't have to have a license or background check or
like. No, at this point, no, she's not hosting next week. She's been preemptively fired.
Joy to be around.
I am a joy to be
Prince
around.
Charming.
I haven't put on a shirt. I have a cricket. I'm a fucking joy to be around. Yeah. I love the sort of the sense of surprise that his mother was like, I don't know where he would have gotten a gun. Where would one get a gun in this country? The pawn shop that's literally right down the street from the house has a big sign out there that says, we sell guns.
There's like conventions and everything.
You can do it. As I was driving through Texas, of course.
Isn't it easier to get a gun than an abortion?
Yes. Because guns have more rights.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Guns have more rights than uteruses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. This one I thought was a little bit interesting. House Representative Liz Harris was expelled from the Arizona House of Representatives for ethics violations.
Oh, Liz got into the wrong biz.
After she publicly invited a conspiracy theorist to testify before lawmakers earlier this year. Okay. I have questions. Because in order to basically expel someone, the House of Representatives has to vote.
Mm-hmm.
And, and then whatever the majority is. So apparently said that.
Ideally, it's not race motivated.
She a white woman. But I think it's funny that they decided to expel her because the person that she invited to testify before lawmakers was a conspiracy theorist, an election denier,
Like Carrie Lake.
right, and all these other things. And I'm like, but so you're gonna expel her for that, but literally the entire fucking Republican House of Representatives for Arizona is led by, oh, I don't know, election deniers and conspiracy theorists. As I'm like, ooh, did that hit a little too close for home?
Mhm.
Like, did you look at that and go, ooh?
It was probably for other reasons, honestly.
Right.
And it's just like they just had to get rid of her.
Right, there was probably something, because
Yeah.
the fact that they stated that it was, you know, ethics violation, having this conspiracy theorist, I'm like,
Because they violated so many ethics at this point. Like, where do we keep track? You know?
We're just a walking. It's
like, remember when they took those ballots to a different state and then they lost them? I remember that.
There had
voting information on it.
Seriously, like there seriously had to be something else, because
it must have been a bigger issue.
Right, yeah. Because there's still, like, the Republican Party here is still election deniers and conspiracy theorists. Like, literally all of them. Every single one of them. Get rid of one of their own.
Right. It's
I'm like, there's something. There's something else.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't make any sense. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. So
someone said smoke and mirrors.
I'm skeptical on that, just because of the reasoning that they gave. Because I'm like, it doesn't seem to true.
It's suspicious.
But
because they never hold each other accountable.
No.
Like, I remember when Al Franken stepped down, right? That Democrats held each other accountable. Yep. And a couple examples I remember where Democrats have, like, stepped down. I do not see the same principles.
Oh, they don't have any. That's why they don't have any principles.
This, like a political thing, but it is.
No, it is. It absolutely is. And, you know, it's not to say that Democrats don't fuck up, because Jesus Christ, Democrats fuck up. A politician is a politician is a politician.
Right.
It doesn't matter what side of the line you sit on.
Right.
A politician is a politician is a politician. And I don't know any politician that is 100% squeaky clean with no sort of shady shit.
Right.
I don't think it's a thing.
Well, if you look at where the background comes from, they're all lawyers usually, right? They're all with people business people, shady people.
Right.
You know.
That's all they know. That's what they That's what they do.
Yeah.
And so, you know, to anybody that says that, you know, Democrats never hold their people accountable, no, that's bullshit. We do.
Yeah.
We don't like it. Right. Because every time one of us fucks up, we're like,
It's true.
It's like the shooter in Nashville that was trans. It was like, God damn it.
Well, because we don't want to add to the narrative, right? Because that narrative is not there. There isn't a narrative. But they're trying to create it, right? And anything we can feed helps that.
Right. It's going to be like, you know, like just like with the shooter that was, you know, that was trans. It's like the one trans shooter is going to blow the fuck up, ignore the fact that every other one has been, you know, white, cisgender, and dude. But
they're gonna drag that through. Like, I don't to that news cycle, but I'm worried they're gonna drag it through. So because it's a trans issue and not because literally the next day, how many other shootings you have to pick from, right?
Right.
There's more shootings than days at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have.
Yeah, like every single day. Like gun violence is ridiculous in this country at this point. Like, oh, poor babe. I'm so sorry. Brandon took your driveway.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My apologies.
She'll get over it.
I wasn't sure where to park.
She'll get over it.
But I look cute.
See? Along the lines of expelling representatives, Justin Jones, who was ousted last week from the Tennessee House of Representatives.
Which is insane.
Why was he? He was ousted because he was put on gun control. Right. Like, hardcore. He stepped onto the House floor with a megaphone. And the Republicans, no.
which is not grounds for having them removed.
No.
Like any examples, like people have been removed for much worse, right?
Oh yeah.
But I think they dated it back, and it was like 80 or 100 years that someone had been removed before, and this was the only example. And what they had did was not enough to have them expelled.
No, it wasn't, and it was there were actually two Tennessee reps that were on the chopping block, basically. Justin Jones and then a white woman, interestingly, who is a black man, the only one expelled.
2 people were expelled.
I thought it was
No, so
there
three.
was two,
There was
or 3 of them.
Yeah, and then 2 were expelled.
That's right.
And then the only person who wasn't expelled was the white woman.
Yeah.
But if you I don't know if you saw the clip. I know you've been getting back and all that. But she went on the floor with him.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, and then just kind of not paraded him, but basically solemnly.
Yeah, and she was like, it was like, it was the solidarity. It was like, it was.
And I just saw a new photo of them, 3 of them now together, holding arms, and I'm like, this is kind of a messed up thing that happened. It's like the show of support.
Yeah,
and like
because
reaching out.
He stated after the Nashville Governing Council voted unanimously to send him back.
Oh, I love that.
Unanimously.
They only had to get like 25 or something like that vote.
Yeah, it was a unanimous vote. There was no
outrageous what happened.
Absolutely outrageous doesn't even begin to, and it was totally tell it was racially motivated.
Yeah.
100% racially motivated.
When I looked in the audience, it was just a sea of white people.
It's the fucking government.
Yeah.
But it's like
not a single teal person.
I love that they're gonna try to expel people for being very vocal about guns and gun control when literally kids are being constantly.
Yeah.
But we're just gonna ignore that. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. We got thoughts. They've what
been real
matters.
Effective so far.
They have been, yes. Yeah. Yes. They have been extraordinarily effective at preventing further gun violence, as anyone can see.
Almost as effective as running Twitter.
Oh my God. I love that he's letting people pay for the blue check mark because.
And it does nothing.
No.
It literally does nothing.
I'm like, wait. What?
I'm one of those people that did start paying for it because I was worried about already the algorithms have been messing up artists long enough, right? And so I'm worried about, yet again, artists are going to be penalized and our posts are going to be suppressed. But a lot of people have noticed it really doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
and just a different way of collecting money.
Right, but it also opens up the door now for imposters and impersonators.
Well, yeah, I mean NPR left.
Right.
So many people have been leaving because it's
why bouncing from Twitter. Twitter used to be this. I don't do Twitter. I've never understood Twitter.
I just started learning Twitter about a year ago. I get it now. But now it's
never fucking understood Twitter.
I understand.
But it used to be the platform.
Right.
It was everybody was on Twitter. Everybody had a thing. It was all about Twitter.
Yeah.
And it took all of about 30 seconds after Musk fucking bought it out for everybody to be like, I'm good. I'm gonna go ahead and bounce.
Well, people did try to leave, but a lot of people actually still stay because there's not really a great replacement. But Twitter is just a literal tire fire right now.
It's
I'm there, but I'm this is fine, and we're all just on fire.
That's social media in general.
Yeah, I feel like all of them are just crumbling at this point.
There's no good platform, and you've got Facebook that is restricting accounts and putting people in Facebook jail for posts from years ago.
Stupid posts. I had that happen to me too. Or even if you comment on your own stuff,
right?
I've been banned for commenting on my own post and joking about kidnapping a friend to take him to a concert.
And they were the same thing.
Yeah, and they were like, "You're committing violence," and I was like, literally, I tagged him. It's a consensual friend. We're like,
really?
There's no AI. It's
right.
not.
Right.
It's
And
stupid.
we'll right, but it doesn't do anything with like all these posts that are spewing like the fake news and the violence and the transphobia and the threats of violence. Proud Boys still have all their shit up.
Yes.
And they are literally using Facebook to post like, hey, we're gonna go here because this man in a dress is threatening to groom our
It's true.
Nothing happens to them.
Did you see Twitter was suppressing the word trans and suppressing different LGBTQ words?
Of course it is. Of course it is. It's such a fucking shit show. It's all a fucking shit show.
They got caught because he shared his algorithm and then people went in and looked. Because he's stupid.
He's an idiot.
He's so stupid.
He is such a fucking
and people think he's a genius.
Idiot. He didn't invent anything. He invented nothing.
He just buys expensive companies.
Literally.
Yeah.
Anybody that thinks that Elon Musk is a genius, you obviously have no clue. No. But he's not invented anything. He's never created anything. He's never done anything that's like, wow, that's a brilliant idea. All he's done is buy shit. Mm-hmm. He's a rich boy, emerald mines, I believe, right? Like, is it emerald? South African emerald mines.
We inherited the money, basically, right?
Right.
So he went into company, PayPal, etc. Yeah. But like some companies complain about his management style, because he's also kind of a dictator, right?
He's a dictator. He's
also a petty man-child too. Like he would remove check marks from people or remove verification just because he didn't like the New York Times. It's like, it's so stupid. Okay, so you bought this just to be petty? Yeah, pretty much. Like,
I'm guessing that's pretty much what it is. Like he just these people made fun of me and they don't like me, so I'm gonna block you. I'm gonna take this away. I'm gonna take this away. I'm gonna take this away. And throw a temper tantrum.
Child.
Like, oh my god. Like shit blows my fucking mind. I don't fucking get it at all. I'm just like, but how do we create our own social media platform? I feel like we could do this.
We can call it gay.com.
I wonder if it's still like, is gay.com still
I don't think it is. I don't think it is in its old form. I used to use gay.com and it was a chat.
Mm-hmm. It was a. What is this? LALGBTcenter.org.
Oh,
gay.com takes you to the Los Angeles LGBT Center.
But do you remember?
Wow.
Do you remember gay.com back in the day?
Yeah. With the forums and things. Yes, I totally remember. This is really.
I have a lot of friends on gay.com.
Wow. Gay.com now takes you to the Los Angeles LGBT Center.
I mean, good for them, but sad.
There goes nostalgia.
Right?
So what if we bought gay.com and turned it into the next like good social media thing? I feel like we could do this.
I don't think that's a great idea.
I feel like we could make this happen.
We'll get right on that.
That'll be fine. And there'll be a mass exodus. Facebook will then just be left with Proud Boys and other right-wing nut jobs.
We just need an emerald mine to make that money.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine. I'm not worried. We'll be fine. We'll make it happen. Make it happen. Oh God, let's see. What do we have coming up? Ugh.
What do we have coming up?
So today's Wednesday. I got back 1:30 in the morning on like Tuesday morning. I've been back not quite 48 hours.
Okay.
And after work on Friday, we are turning around and driving to Tucson.
Ooh.
For Southwest Love Fest.
Yes.
Because I am presenting with Teddy Michael, who's going to be in town. We are doing our Trans Ally workshop with a twist.
Okay. We're twisting the allies.
We are. We're actually doing how to be a trans ally in bed.
Oh, I think that's actually lovely.
It's needed. As we were like going through it and kind of talking about stuff, we're like, oh yeah, no, this is, because it's like people are like.
No, I've been navigating that recently myself. So trying to find the wording.
Right, and it's it's one of these things where because one of the things we always tell folks is don't ask intrusive questions.
Mm-hmm.
However, if you're getting to a point where you look like you may be getting naked with this person, then questions that would ordinarily be looked at as intrusive are necessary.
Right.
Because Otherwise, how are you going to know?
Right.
Everybody uses the same words for things. Not everybody, So it's like, as we were going through and setting up the PowerPoint, we're like, oh yeah, this totally needs to be talked about. Like it's, when it comes to, and the microaggressions, of course, and all those things. So like there's a lot of crossover, but there's definitely some differences when it comes to talking about like sexy time and like trans folks and getting in with the trans folks when it comes to sexy time and, things to say and things to not say, questions to ask and stuff. So it'll be good. We're actually going to be, I think we'll be doing well. There'll be
where can we find the information for that?
I post that. I'll find out. I just found out that it's going to be part of their virtual conference.
Revealed here first.
So that's cool. So it'll be virtual. And we're actually presenting. We're presenting on Saturday. So we're going to get down there. My partner and I are going down Friday after work. Things that are happening. Like Friday evening at the conference, so we'll be able to kind of, be a part of that. We'll have most of the day on Saturday to do things. There's a dance party, I think, Saturday night.
Is there a period where you're going to relax?
Yes.
Because you need to decompress at some point.
For sure. And then Sunday we'll get up and we'll check out, and there's still like a few other things that we have to, like a few other things that are happening at the conference Sunday, so do that and then drive back up here.
D wants a cuddle puddle.
I have. So there is in fact going to be like a cuddle thing that happens. I don't know if it's Friday. I think it was Friday night. It was Friday night, Saturday night, something like that. And we were actually talking about this because I'm like, on one hand, like it sounds nice, just cuddling or whatever, but also
can you like cuddle crowd surf?
Probably.
Okay.
But then I was also thinking I also don't like people. So there is this,
it's complex. Right?
There is this like thing where it's like, oh, that seems like it'd be like, I feel like it'd be nice to like share energy,
right.
But also I don't know you, and I don't know that I want you that close to me right now.
Sure.
Like, plus if somebody like, what if they smell funky?
Yeah.
I
don't like that either.
Right.
Yeah.
Like so, it's
I once had a guy come over, and I'm like, no, you need to take a shower first. I thought we could just do it like this, and I was like, I just took a shower. You're taking a shower.
Right. And like I understand the muskiness and things like that can be like that can be a kink and can be kink and a turn on and and that's fine, but also hygiene is also a thing. I am a joy to be around. I just don't like random people touching me. I don't understand what the problem is. And then the following weekend, April 22nd, Felicia and I will be back at Sex Trivia at Gracie's. Which is a good time. You should come out to that one.
You've been having a sexy month.
Something new. I don't know that I would call sex trivia sexy. There's too many sex birds that aren't.
No.
No.
So they'll like argue about the answers or.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's inevitably always some cis white guy, regardless of sexual orientation, that will argue about things like internal labia.
Okay. And you're like, sir, you don't have one of those.
No internal. And we've learned that for like the questions that have to do with anatomy, if you are in possession of said anatomy, you will probably get those wrong.
Okay.
Nobody knows their bodies. Nobody knows the fucking bodies. It's distressing. But I highly recommend coming out, at least entertainment value, if nothing else. Come out to Gracie's April 22nd. We start signing up at 8 o'clock, and then we start at like 8-ish or so. But it is, Felicia would like me to go ahead and you're not even here!
We could do Felicia the favor, the kindness. She is the co-host.
On Saturday, Felicia will be at the Phoenicia Lounge for brunch at 1 p.m.
Delightful.
Message her to book tables and or seats. I'll just plug Felicia.
We love that.
It's fine.
Get that gig, Felicia.
All right. May 4th, we have gotten word that bingo at the drink is in fact on. There was it was up in the air. We weren't sure with all the stuff that was going on whether they were going to still want to do it. But they are. I believe it is an 18 and over event. And I might figure out a good way to do a Star Wars and Wonderland mashup because we
were talking about that.
I can figure out how to do that because that would be fun. And then of course June 2nd, Phoenix Fan Fusion. That is like the night of all the things. That's the Friday, which means you've got the drag show that happens, and then right after that is the burlesque show that is going to be produced by Three Fates Review this time around.
Is that on Friday? Mm-hmm. I'm so glad that you guys don't conflict with our show this year. Because our show's on Saturday this year.
It's good.
Last year, our show was at the same time as the drag show.
Oh, that's
and I was annoying because I wanted to go to the drag show, and then people had to choose or go to part one or the other. So our show's on Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We're trying some new things, some new fun things with the show. There's gonna be a merch table set up for anybody that has merch for the opportunity to be able to sling some merch. There's gonna be group numbers.
Okay.
It's gonna be we're trying things a little bit. There'll still be some solos and whatever because not everybody does well with others.
But I heard the show is a success.
Oh, it's yeah. Last year was great. I'm co-producing this year because I love Guido, and Guido needed some help with things, and I am not afraid to be the dude that's like, so you've been radio silent for 3 weeks. We're gonna go ahead and replace you. No problem with that.
Sure.
None, because it needs to be done.
Right.
Like if shit like that, like I have no problem doing that. So
you want the quality of the show to be good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have no problem doing that. It is what it is. It's because I'm a joy to be around. What do you have coming up? You're doing more paintings for the pastel.
Yeah. So I'm painting a lot of people in pastel, including one of the winners for one of the Weeks in Rising Star, Mia's weekly event. I sponsored, I think, like week 7 or 8.
Nice.
Was a fun time to judge the drag show, of course. But the big thing, I guess, is Fan Fusion. That's the big event that's coming up. And I'll be doing the anglerfish on stage, live in front of everyone. Although I'll be building some of it in advance, probably for months, because it's a creature.
Yeah, I can't see you doing all of that. It's basically like, what, an hour or so on stage?
They only give you 2 hours.
Oh, God, yeah, no, that's not going to happen.
And I can paint a body. Like, I've been told I have the fastest paintbrush in the West. Like, I kid you not. But 2 hours is not a lot.
No. Especially if you're trying to deal with, like, foam and warbler and shit like that. There's no way you'll be able to. Yeah, so right. I get that.
And then people want to talk, people want to interact or hug or whatever. So you really have like an hour and a half,
right.
15 minutes.
Right. So are you painting? Is it going on yourself?
Oh, good question. I'm painting flowers.
Okay.
Big friend and person I've collaborated with over the years.
Yep.
And then I'm announcing it now. But I'm bringing Tyler Monzingo, who is the first model that I painted on stage.
Oh, very cool.
They're going to be my assistant for the show.
Nice.
So we just got that security day. We're going to get them a pass and all that
So
stuff.
I do have a question since we're talking about Fan Fusion real
yeah.
quick. Because they always do like the body painting, whatever, right? Yes. They always announce the artist and they always have the models.
Yes.
And the models are always generally
a certain way. Yeah.
Has anybody ever tried calling people out and been like, why is there no diversity in these models?
Yes. Well, so I've been complimented because I'm the only person. Before, it was always just a certain type of cisgender white woman. Skinny,
white.
Yeah, that was it. And then when I started doing it, at least I brought in the queer factor. And so I'd paint men. And so that was kind of different.
Right.
And people would be like, thank you for bringing something different. Last year, I brought in Danielle. As a black makeup artist because I noticed the lack of diversity. Yeah. Asked again for Danielle again this year, but they already had a makeup artist lined up. So I wasn't able to bring Danielle back. But I don't make the choice on the casting. I try to influence it, and I try to be like, hi, we should try this.
Because that's my biggest issue is every time I see it, I'm like, this represents nobody. Like this like, you see it and like and if you walk around Fan Fusion, there are people of all shapes and sizes, colors, and everything, and they still just have the cisgender white hot model for this. I'm like,
Yeah. If I was personally producing the show, you would see a wide variety of body types and artists. But because I'm kind of in the show and influencing it, and I do have like I've been in the show like 6 or 7 years, right? So I do have an influence on the show, but I don't have my own show yet.
how would you get to produce that?
I've asked FanFusion if they could give me a panel this year, and they have not responded for my own one. But I always do this yearly show every year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I would love to do my own show at some point.
I may put in a good word for you. I know, Paul.
Okay.
I may put in a good word. Be like, hey, this shit over here not diverse at all. You need better diversity.
Yeah.
I might put you.
Sure.
I might.
I mean, again, no knock against Mark or like his production, but I think they're trying to appeal towards the older gentleman demographic. We're looking at the pretty women.
Ew.
That type of thing, and that worked for a while for them. I came in and started shaking things up a little bit, but further shaking needs to be done, right? I agree. So.
Yeah. Usually that's like for me. If it's anything like that where there's like a group of models or whatever, it's something that is a public whatever.
Yeah.
It's an immediate turn off. I'm like, oh no, I'm good.
Well, they're using professional models too. Like I know because every year they ask me, can I give you this model? And it's like a Playboy model or whatever. And I'm like, no thanks, I'm painting so and so.
No, use actual like people that are representative of like the people that go to the cons.
Yeah.
Like that. It's. I don't know.
I totally hear your criticism, and it's well received.
Because I know it's not you.
Yeah,
I'm just like
I'm on the same page and in agreement. Yeah.
It's frustrating. It's like we come so far, and then it's.
I love to have more shows. I mean, eventually I want to have a reality TV show here where I have like body painters do like a whole thing.
That would be awesome.
That would be amazing. Because I was asked to be on Skin Wars.
You could try and do it kind of Camp Wanakiki style, where they started like the production stuff, and they actually did it as like a YouTube series, and they actually just got picked up by Out TV, I think, something like that.
Okay.
So like I would say figure out the logistics and start small, and like, you know what I mean, like do it on the like the YouTube or whatever, and then just do it well enough so that it gets picked up, so that you end up with, you know, funding and you know, support and stuff.
It's like on my like horizon of things I want to do. I'll game first. So the software deck on the digital software deck. So it's like on my like 5-year plan.
All the things. All the things.
Yeah. You can also support me on Patreon. Can I plug my Patreon?
Yeah.
Patreon.com/ABBM for art by Brandon McGill.
There's a lot of penises.
There are. If you Google my name, Brandon McGill, you'll just see a sea of penises. I'm that famous at this point. I'm just known for dongs.
I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, just known for.
I'm not mad about it.
I mean, it's a little bit of everything, but there's a lot of
peni. Mm-hmm.
But I paint everybody, all genders, all backgrounds.
This is true.
All like specifically the pastel series was meant to be very trans positive and trans forward. And I don't ever see projects debut at Drag Kings, which is why it debuts with 3 Drag Kings. Of course, Ryder, Eddie Broadway, and then Christopher.
No, your stuff's always been inclusive, and like it's always, and it doesn't matter who the person is. You're like, oh, you want to do this? Fan-fucking-tastic. And
right.
You don't like, and it's not like a, you know, subversive, like, okay, we're going to do it, but I'm not really going to release it. Like, we're just going to keep it. You can have it, but I'm not going to. Because that happens a lot, too, where you see people that are like, they'll shoot trans bodies, or, you know, bodies that are bigger and not your standard, like, beauty, whatever the fuck. And then they just kind of hide them.
Right.
You know, you're very good about diversity. Holly Shoemaker is very good at diversity.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like we need more artists like that.
Well, it's because we need it, and I've heard that feedback that we need it, and I see it, and I need it because I've always wanted to grow up like seeing queer people or people that I can relate to and connect with. So why wouldn't people want to see more of their body types?
Representation.
Yeah.
Representation matters. We see this a lot.
Yeah.
So. And
representation doesn't hurt people, right? It just includes more people.
Right. That's
great.
All right, y'all. We are about over time.
Did you have fun, everyone?
Thank you, Brandon, for joining us.
Yeah,
joining me, I guess. I appreciate it. It meant I didn't have to sit here and talk to my for, an hour, which is always good. I mean, I could probably make it work if I had to, but I prefer to have somebody to chit chat with.
Sure, and I can always kiki it with you.
Right. I mean, I think Brandon is probably our most seen guest on the Fifi. I mean, we were trying to figure out how long it's been. It's been
probably like 6 or 7 years.
I would say probably close to it. Yeah. It's been a hot minute. Definitely been a hot minute. So, all right, y'all. Thank you so much. Once again, this has been your Wednesday night conversation, and we will see you next week, where I will have another special guest host to be determined. We'll see if she pisses me off between now and then. But we will see you next week. Good night.